Y'all, quick little story time on how I found out the guy that I was seeing next door had a wife. Y'all, so back in 2022, I had moved in a new house, and this guy, older man, he stayed next door to me. And when I moved in, I always saw that he was like looking at me and stuff, and always like had his eyes on me or whatever every time I came home. And y'all, when I say this man literally looked at me every time he seen me outside, he looked at me, he waved, and finally, one day, I want to say maybe 3 weeks in of me staying in my new home, he seen me outside. So he finally came over. I think he was just getting home, and he came over and he introduced himself and said, "Hello, my name is such and such. I'm your neighbor. If you ever need me, I'm here. If you ever go out of town, basically he'll be the watch or whatever." And I got that vibe from him as if like he was, interested in me. So I, introduced myself or whatever, and he brought some donuts over. He was like, "I seen you had kids and I wanted to give you some donuts, and if you want, you could take a few or you could take the whole box or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll just take a few or whatever." But he ended up giving me the whole box. But for some odd reason, I just felt like he intentionally brought the donuts to us or whatever because he wanted to greet us or whatever. Okay, cool. So that ended up happening, y'all. And then remind y'all, I've never seen a woman over there. I've never seen nobody over there from the times that I go outside or, or just driving around the community or leaving or whatever. I've never seen a woman over there. So that same day I left and I have to drive past his house, but somebody was like walking across the street. So I had to stop in the middle of the street next to his house, and he was standing right there in his car. He was just getting home or whatever. And he was like, "Hey, I'm your neighbor. Once again, my name is such and such." And I was like, "Okay, bye." um that was the same day. And then so maybe a couple of weeks pass by and I'm outside, I'm pulling the trash out, and he comes outside. He waved at me and then he asked me, what is that right there?" As y'all can see, I have a tattoo, but the shirt that I was wearing, it was like a flannel, but it was buttoned up and it kind of had like this part open. And I was like, "Oh, what exactly?" And he was like, "Right here." I was like, "Oh, it's my tattoo. It says Faith." And that was the day that I should have just said no. Y'all, that day I was looking bummy as fuck. Like I literally had on a flannel and some house shoes and some, tights or whatever, but my whole body was basically covered except for this part. And so we got on a conversation about my tattoo. Then he asked me, "Am I seeing someone?" And I told him no. And in the conversation, and then, y'all, this man asked me out. He asked me out on a date. So I asked him, "Are you seeing anyone?" And he was just like, "No, I'm just here. I have a sister that stays here with me, but she's never really home or whatever, but it's just me and her." I was like, "Oh, okay." So he asked me out on a date and we ended up dating. We started dating. We probably dated for about a good two months. And he would literally, y'all, he would bring me flowers and roses. He would give me money. He would take me out on dates, bring me like lunch and stuff, or give me money to go get lunch, coffee, or whatever. Like he was like a real life little sugar daddy. Y'all, and before y'all come on here trying to bash me, this man did not have a ring on his finger. He didn't appear to be married, and it didn't appear to be another woman staying there besides from what he told me. And I never had seen her until the day that I found out he was married. Y'all, this man, literally, when I say he kept flowers on my table, he kept flowers on my table. Every time they go old, he would bring me and buy me some more. Okay. He would, every time on a weekend, he'll ask me, "What am I doing?" He'll take me out to eat. He'll take me to a movie. He'll take me to go get drinks. We'll go to the casinos and we'll watch, like the bets or this. We'll go to like what is that thing called at the casinos? Like where they go to bet on horses and stuff. We'll go and we'll sit there and we'll watch the games and stuff. Yeah. He would talk literally from the time that he got off work up until it was damn near time to go to bed for me. Usually I'll be in bed by 8 or so, but we literally would have a conversation every day, all day, and I never heard a woman in the background ever, never seen a woman until the day that I Seen her. Right. And then until one day. So, y'all, me and this man, we done exchanged words. We done hugged. We done went out on dates. We, got to know each other on a more, good level or whatever. We ain't do nothing, though. We ain't never did nothing nasty. But, it was strictly just dating and him giving me money and him taking me out, stuff like that. So, one day, me and him was talking on the phone, and I kind of heard somebody in the background, and it sounded like a woman. But when he was talking to me, it sounded like he was sneaking on the phone. And I heard a woman come in and say, honey, something, something, something. I can't remember exactly what she said. And then the phone hung up. So the phone hung up. And bitch, why I call him back? Because I'm like, who the fuck over there? Who is that? And so, I called him. He didn't answer. I called him again. He didn't answer. I then text him. It took him literally until the next day to respond back to me. And I was like, oh, you've been sneaking and creeping. So my nosy ass looking outside the window to see if there's any other cars over there. Y'all, I ain't seen no car. I ain't seen nobody pull up. I ain't seen nothing. Okay, but the lights is on. But there was a woman in that house. Okay. And true enough, she may have never been there often, but she was there that night. Y'all, this man done had pictures of me in his phone, and I was just like, oh my God. Like, does this man have a woman? I was like brought back a little bit. I kind of wanted to go knock on that motherfucking door to see who was over there, but something in me told me don't go. Oh, and real quick, y'all, I've never been in the inside of his house. He ain't never been in the inside of my house and none of that. I never even wanted to step foot in his house or whatever. But he made it to me that he was perfectly single. He was single and dating is what the words was the words that he used. So yes, and y'all probably sitting there thinking, damn, y'all was talking for 2 months and you ain't never went over there. No. Because I never, if I was going over there, we were going to be doing something. And that wasn't on my agenda. My agenda was taking them funds and going out on dates and living a soft life. Okay. But back on track, y'all. Back on track. So, okay. Like I said, he did not pick up my call. He did not pick up my text. He didn't do nothing, y'all. Until the next morning. I know that usually he'll be going to work around like 8 or whatever. And I take my kids to school around that time frame, a little bit before that time frame, and I usually run into him around that time frame. So then I seen him outside, and Lord, what I witnessed that morning, I said, oh, I would never. And I prayed to God for this, y'all, because I had to really think about it. So that sister that he was telling me about, y'all, it had turned out to be his wife. Y'all, stay tuned for part 2 because, baby, it gets juicy, okay? And by the way, real quick, before y'all get off, go ahead and grab these glasses from the TikTok shop, y'all. They are currently like $1 and some change or whatever, but these are so cute. If y'all like this look this whole time, baby, go ahead and click the link below. But y'all, stay tuned for part 2 because it gets deep. All right, y'all. So part 2 on how I found out the guy that I was seeing next door had a wife. So I'm taking my kids, getting ready to pull out my driveway, and it's like I said, we see each other around the time frame I go take my kids or whatever. I'm leaving out. I see him and his wife, or the lady that I heard on the phone, in the door. He gave her a kiss and a hug, and he left. And he seen me, because then right after that, he called me. And the conversation that we had, baby, girl. So why he ended up calling me, talking about he is so sorry. He didn't want me to find out this way. He wanted to tell me that he was married when he first started talking to me, but they were on like a break. They were separated at the time, and she ended up coming home. Literally was just apologizing. And I'm just sitting there listening like, you know you about to get blocked, right? So, y'all, he admitted that that was his wife and that they were separated at the time that he started trying to talk to me, and that they're currently trying to work things out, and he still want to see me. Y'all, before I knew it, I said, bitch, please. And I hung up on his motherfucking ass. And I had let him know before I hung up in his face, don't reach out to me, don't call me, don't text me, you will be blocked. Act as if I never existed, and don't try to come to my house knocking on my door, or I'm going to tell your wife. And then I blocked him. And y'all, why after that? Y'all, when I say I was just shocked. I ended up having to move from that area because, baby, I felt like he was watching me. So, y'all, I want to say maybe be a couple of weeks go by, and then I go to my mailbox, and I usually don't check my mailbox daily, but I checked my mailbox, y'all, and I had an envelope of some money. It wasn't much. It was like $200. It was some money in there, and he wrote like a little letter, a whole apology letter saying, I'm so sorry that you had to find out about her like this. I, didn't mean for it to happen this way. I really wish we could still be friends, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it pissed me off, but I took the money. And then I unblocked him, and I let him know. I said, listen to me. I said, if you don't stop trying to reach out to me, trying to rebuild something that you will never have again, I will literally show your wife this letter and the money, and I will call the police and let them know that you're harassing me at this point. Please leave me alone. So I blocked him again after that. And since then, I ain't hear nothing else from him. I did move though. But yeah, y'all. Whew, y'all, these men be living a double life. They be married. They be lying about their situation at home. And yeah, I just want to tell y'all, be careful with the people y'all dates, okay? If y'all like these cute old glasses that I got from the TikTok shop, y'all, go ahead and click the link below. Right now, they're currently on sale for $3 and some change. Grab them, okay? Bye. Everybody keep asking for a part 3 on how I found out the guy that I was talking to next door was married. Y'all, it really ain't no part 3. Because when I found out that he was married, I was done. Why? Because I was once a wife. I was once cheated on. I was once kept a secret. I was once that woman. And what I won't do is break up somebody else's happy home. And even though they were separated, we really don't know. I don't even know what their situation was. Hell, how did I know that they were really separated? How did I know that they were really working things out? How did I know that they were even on a break? He could have just been telling me anything. And for the ones that's on here talking about you had to give it up, you had to sleep with him, blah, 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 baby, I don't gotta open my legs to get what I want. I'm not that kind of girl. I don't relate to that kind of treatments. Okay? Anybody that I've ever talked to, and I'm not everybody, okay? Anybody that I have ever talked to, I never had to really just sit there and beg for something. It was always given to me. Now, a friendly gesture like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, would be my way of asking. And it's going to be up to them to understand the assignments. And I'm not trying to come on here and toot my own horn, because I'm sure it's a lot of beautiful women that's out here that can literally just snap a finger and get what they want from these men. And whatever y'all call them, I think y'all be calling them sissies or whatever the fuck. No, that's just men doing what they want to do for the woman that they want. Understand that. And don't come on here bashing me, okay? Because there was a lot of y'all in that comment section that would have had y'all handed to y'all. And y'all don't even know. I just sat there and looked back and I laughed at y'all, because what y'all failed to realize is I was the woman that was getting them coins. I was the woman that didn't have to do anything for them queens but go out and look cute. I was the one that took it upon myself to remove myself from that kind of situation. Why would I want to talk to a married man? And it's a lot of women that's out here that's doing that. And I'm not bashing y'all for that. By all means, do you, boo. But I'm not that kind of woman because I was once that woman. And until you understand what it feels like to be hurt in that kind of way, then you would decipher if you want to continue to do that or not. But yeah, y'all been asking for a part 3. So here's part 3. There's no part 3 because I was done when I said I was done. And coming from a woman that makes her own money, I don't have to sit around and wait. I don't have to sit around and beg. I don't have to sit around and dwell on, oh, I'm going to miss the money. No. I make my own money. Okay. If anything, y'all should be applauding me for not talking to the married man. But yet, y'all come on here and y'all want to try to talk mess. The kind of world we live in. It's crazy, right? But, yeah. Applaud me for not continuing to talk to that man when I found out he was married. Okay? If y'all haven't watched my 2-part story time on how I found out the neighbor that I was seeing was married, go ahead and watch that. Y'all are missing out on some juicy story time. Bye.